There's Imperial Chola and Chola Empire. And when we talk about Imperial Chola Empire, there's something called Sangam Cholas. And during this Sangam period, we also have what are called the Chera and Pandya. Sangam Cholas would then be between 300 BCE to 300 CE, and the most important ruler is Elara and Karikal Chola. Yes or no? This is what we discussed. Known because of the Roman trade. Very, very important generally. Yes? Okay. Now, when we talk about Imperial Cholas or the Chola Empire, generally, the only thing which is common between these two is Chola. That's it. The only thing. This is just the family name which is taken. Nothing more, nothing less. There is no direct connection between Karikal Chola and the rulers of or Vijayala. Vijayala is the first ruler. So basically, it's like, for example, you, your father, your mother, and your brother or sister have the same subname or surname. Yes or no? Yes. Now there could be a very, very distant cousin of yours, or your father's brother. There could be multiple relationships, very dur ka or very far away relative. He could also have the same title. Yes or no? He could also have the same title. But does that connect you and that person directly? Same way, Karikal Chola and Imperial Chola have just namesake connection, which is Chola. They are not directly connected to each other. And remember, when the examiner says Chola, without specifying Sangam or Imperial, mostly assume this one, Imperial one, not the Sangam one. Sangam, as it is, very less questions come in. Whenever it says Chola, they would mean most probably 99.9% chance Imperial Chola itself. Half of the students confuse themselves here. Sangam Cholas, there is no major contribution. The question itself, if it's saying in medieval India, in early medieval India, as it is, it means Imperial Chola. Imperial Chola are not the weak Cholas. They're called Imperial because they ruled over Sri Lanka, Maldives, and even had control over Southeast Asia from Java to Sumatra. Java, Sumatra, Southeast Asia, they basically had what we call as suzerainty. They had suzerainty over these areas. Suzerainty means that they had control over these areas like Samudragupta used to have. Now, you know the rulers of the Cholas quite well. But what these Chola did was that they rose as feudatories. They rose as feudatories of whom? Who would they be these feudatories of? Tell me. Who would they be the feudatories of? Very good. Rose as feudatories of the Pallavas, captured the Pallava sector, defeated the namesake Cheras here and the Pandyas here. They were able to establish themselves in the deep south so well that till 1200 nobody is going to even be able to touch the Cholas. Nobody is going to be able to touch the Cholas. And more than that, they did not remain here. The rulers, the rulers starting from subordinates under the Pallava of Kanchipuram, it is the Vijayala who established, coming from the ancient family of the Cholas from Urayur. He will establish himself in Thanjavur. That is why they call the Cholas of Thanjavur. Thanjavur or Tanjore, whatever you want to call it, they have a temple of Nishumba Devi, what is called Nishumba Sundini Devi, which is a very important god of the Cholas generally, though Cholas are Shaivites. And they will grow in size very quickly, and they're called Imperial Cholas because they capture everybody. Unlike the Pallavas, they don't remain in the sector. They take the Cheras, they take the Pandyas, they will take these islands, they will take Sri Lanka, they will take Maldives. That's what they call imperial. Imperial means expansionary. And everybody knows about the most celebrated of rulers here. So you have Vijayala as the first ruler, feudatory of the Pallavas, capture Thanjore in 850. But the problem is when it comes to the timeline of these rulers, you can see sometimes the timeline is more than 100 years. For example, the Raja and Rajendra, Raja is more than 100 years. The problem is that dates are not properly pushed in. So the problem is that we find multiple dates for them. That's why we've taken the first and the last date we find for him. Now we know that Vijayala Chola is the one who established, but these are the two most powerful rulers of this sector. Now Raja is the one who will basically take the Cheras, take the Quilon sector, the Kerala sector, the Pandyas, and he is the one who established himself in north of Sri Lanka. Now please remain very, very clear. Please remain very, very clear that the fact is Raja is the only one who established control over north of Sri Lanka, not whole of Sri Lanka. The dates as it is, you don't have to remember, but I'm telling you, you will find multiple dates in multiple books. Vijayala is the one who establishes himself. The basic things which can come in the examination could be statement-based question. That Raja conquered whole of Sri Lanka. Is that statement correct? These are the statement-based questions which can come in. That statement is incorrect. He will just establish the northern part and take Maldives, and he will basically establish the whole Chola Empire properly in the Indian sector. So remember, Raja is the one who basically took North Ceylon or Sri Lanka. And when it comes to questions, the most questions come from Chola administration, which we'll do on Tuesday, which is Nadu, Ur, Sabha, the concept of Nagaram. So I'll not push that today. I'll just do the political history so that our major pain is over today. With this week, our pain is over. From next week, we can go into that different type of discussion in that regard. So North Ceylon plus Maldives plus Cheras plus Pandyas. He is the one who establishes everything when it comes to Indian sector. It is Rajendra who basically consolidates everything and takes even whole of Sri Lanka. For 50 years, Sri Lanka remained under Chola rule, and that is why the Tamil influence in Sri Lanka and the Tamil population in that regard. The fact is that the Pandyas and Cheras are fully destroyed. Whole of Sri Lanka is completely conquered with the royal insignia, meaning royal symbols, which are certain things which they used to have. He brought it to Tanjore. Further, he is the one who will even cross the threshold of Odisha and go and fight rulers in Bengal. And when he fights the local rulers in Bengal, he will win over them, and he will then take a very important title, Gangai Konda Chola. The Chola who conquered the Ganga also. And that is why he established two things. One city called Gangai Konda Cholapuram and a temple also which is called Gangai Konda Chola Temple. This is why Gangai Konda Chola, the title is taken by Rajendra I, because he was able to even cross the Ganga and defeat people there. But the most remarkable thing which Rajendra did was that he showed how the Bay of Bengal was nothing but a Chola lake. And nobody, the Cholas had the best navy at this point of time. And whenever Chola traders used to go towards the Chinese sector via Java, Sumatra, the Java and Sumatra sector and this whole Straits of Malacca sector was under a ruler called Sri Vijayala. That Sri Vijayala rulers used to harass Chola traders. In the sense, they used to ask for money. They used to say that you cannot go without permission. So Rajendra did not like it. This is the way the British used to also operate. Rajendra did not like it. Rajendra said that nobody can harass my traders. And therein, what will happen is that he will go to the Indonesian sector, defeat the Vijayala rulers, Sri Vijayala rulers, and he will say, nobody takes nothing from my traders. That is why you can see in this map, there are two colors. One is the core area of the Cholas, and the other one is the suzerainty period, wherein there is a little bit of decentralized suzerainty, overlordship accepted by everybody. So he is the one who showed very sophisticated understanding of what we call as the whole of the southern sector. Cholas will remain very stable for a very long time, and I will show you that when we will talk about the Turkish invasion. Now, we'll not start administration today. I really want to consolidate this class because multiple breaks because of heaviness. I want to just consolidate everything so that when I come back on Tuesday, I want to do three things with you. Chola administration, Turkish invasion, establishment of Delhi Sultanate. And then over the next week, we will do Delhi Sultanate and thereafter the Vijayanagara Bahmani, then Mughal, and then reach towards art and culture. So can I just basically bring in everything what we've done today? What we have done today is basically traverse the period between 300 to 500 we've already done. From 500 to 900, we are reaching this period. We have understood, they gave a lot of land grants. That is something we discuss. Devadana, the concept of Pachyam, the concept of what we call as Brahmadeya. We will discuss all of that in a lot of detail. Don't worry about that. So what the purpose of this class was, a painful journey. What we've done today is 7 dynasties out of the 18 which we discussed. The Harshvardhan, Chalukya Pallava, Pala Pratihara Rashtrakuta Chola. They are contemporaries to one another. Harshvardhan here important, Pulkesin II here important, and thereafter Nahendravarman, Narsimvarman 1 and 2. Then Palas, Pala, no Mahendrapala. Pratiharas have every name, Nagabhatta, Bhoja, Mahendrapal, Devpal. Rashtrakutas, any name which is related to Shiva, related to Vishnu, Indra, Govinda, Krishna, Rashtrakutas. Chola, Raja, Rajendra, two important. Now, this political history is just to create a context. As I told you, I'm reaching towards a certain point. Chola administration, Ur, Sabha, Nagaram, I will do on Tuesday, along with the whole list of, and you can see here, I have a list. Velenavagai, Brahmadeya, Shalbhoga, Devdana, Pachitanam, which we'll discuss. We will discuss what a land grant means. We'll talk about Uttaramayur inscription also. This is a good discussion, half an hour, but very, very interesting discussion. And then we will talk about 900 to 1191, which is first battle of Tarain, and 1192, which is second battle of Tarain. And we will establish Delhi Sultanate by 1206. So the basic point of this class was that I gave you a list, I gave you a timeline, and we just have to, what we have to basically do is understand everything, keep a note of it, and in the examination, look for these names. These are the standard names which you will find in the examination. There's nothing big, there's nothing small in that regard. Are we clear? Yes? If yes, Monday is Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody. Ancient medieval is not tough, it is just descriptive. Modern India is equally descriptive when it comes to wars, socialist reform movement, peasant and tribal. Here it's just that this is one module which nobody likes, I also don't. That's the basic point. But I can't just go from 0 to 100 without discussing everything in between. So I will see you on Tuesday. Have a very safe Christmas. Enjoy, and one day off is okay. Medieval starts properly from Tuesday in that regard. Yes? Medieval questions are not that difficult. Don't worry about that. Let me first teach you something about medieval. This is all to reach a certain point. That's it. If Cholas are different from Sangam, why Chola clan was named? Chola name persisted, but there was no direct connection between Karikal. It's not the same family. It's just a random, it's a separate timeline of Cholas which has been taken. Okay. Perfect. Thank you. See you on Tuesday. Don't forget that you're doing ancient medieval. Just revise on this, more than enough. See you. Bye-bye. Take care.